The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hot, bold, sweet, smooth, and always flavorful. Welcome to my morning coffee. 3 generations of successful women, brewed with black girl magic and French press with class, sass, and style. Gia, Tonya, and Syreeta are my morning coffee.
Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another edition of My Morning Coffee with
Gia,
Syreeta,
and Tonya. So happy to have you guys back. Happy Veterans Day. And sending much love to our active military and our retired vets out there that have been serving our country and allow us to be on platforms like this and speak our mind.
And continue to be safe.
So let's go ahead and do a check-in real quick and see how everybody's been doing, what everybody's been up to, and what's in your cup today.
Oh, so since you're looking at me, I guess you're going to start with me, huh?
Yes.
Well, I have coffee in my cup today because I need it. I've been very tired the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a health thing, if it's just I'm burning the candles at 2 ends and I just need some rest. You know, your body will tell you when you need to sit down. I think mine is telling me I need to rest. So I have coffee this morning. What have I been up to since our last episode? Not much of nothing, literally. I've really been up to nothing. I know it's hard for everybody to believe, but I haven't been doing too much. I haven't been in the community like I normally am. I've just really been laying low. I've been kind of in a funk. I don't know what it is.
What is that about?
I don't know. It's this adulting. I think I'm kind of fed up with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want to take a siesta from it?
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Just a lot going on, you know. Working, my day job and my night job, and then being a care provider.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that kind of stuff. Sometimes it drains me emotionally and physically. So I think I'm just dealing with a lot because I have to move my mom next month. So that's probably weighing heavy on me because, it's a big, major move.
It's an uproot.
Yes, uproot. Major move for her, major for me, and she's downsizing. So the fact that, it's still she's moving from one bedroom to another, but it's a smaller one. So, that whole little thing, how to figure out what to do with the furniture that she can't take, things like that. So
and then
I'm
making the decision of what's going to stay, what's going to go.
So that's I guess really been on me and stuff. But I did celebrate my husband's birthday this past weekend.
Happy birthday, Jeffrey.
So we did manage to get out on a Friday. We went to the PJ Morton concert.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was really nice.
Who was his opener?
Girl, there you go.
I'm
asking
sorry.
me something that I don't remember. I was there for the PJ Morton, but it was some, I don't even know who the openers was, but they were good.
Yeah.
Stuff. But because I'm not, I don't listen to the radio that much, so I don't really know who some of these people are, the names, and stuff. So, but the crowd seemed to love whoever the openers was, so I just rolled with it. I was like, yeah, hey,
it was a groove.
Yeah, it was a groove. So, but it was. The concert was really good. Had a good time. Met up with with a friend of ours. Her and her fiance, they were there. So, shout out to them. I'm having a brain fade right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Pam. Met up with Pam.
Oh, Pam.
Sorry, Pam.
Pam
but,
and them.
Yeah. Pam and them. Her and Antoine. We met up with them, so we got to hang out with them, which was cool. And then we went to dinner on his birthday on Saturday.
You guys are big foodies.
Yeah, well, Jeff's a big foodie. I get to get credit because,
Oh, okay.
I married into it. How it is. You say you married into something.
No, I don't know how that is.
Okay, well.
On that note.
Yeah, we went to dinner to this Italian spot near our house. So that was good. And we were going to go have drinks, but afterwards, But when we drove to where we were going to go, I think it's called, he's going to get on me because I always mix the names of restaurants. But I think it was, Petty Cash. I remember this time.
Okay.
We're going to go to Petty Cash.
The Mexican
Yeah, we'll get some little margaritas. But there was no place to park. And so, this is how you know you're old. When you're young, you just circle a block and you try to find your place to park, right? But when you're old, there's no place to park. You're like, okay.
It ain't that important.
Yeah, it ain't that important. So we just rode on, went home, and ended the birthday celebration like that, So yeah, but that was pretty much it.
And you, ma'am, what's been up with you, and what's in your cup today?
So I am, since it's our version of cold in LA. Sorry, East Coast. I do have tea in my cup. I'm transitioning from our water bottles to our teacups now.
All right.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be freezing this week in the Midwest and the East Coast. So I apologize to 32-degree weather while we're out here in shorts and t-shirts. So nice to join you. Not really. But I was actually just in New York last weekend for my friend she had her birthday. I will not give her age, but shout out to Dina. So every year she has a marathon party. So it's a party to celebrate her birthday, but also she lives in Harlem, and so her brownstone is right in front of where the marathon passes. So the marathon passed her. She's the 22nd mile. So we have this huge party where we get together, we eat, we drink, we cook, and we take booze outside and not make fun, but drink for those who cannot drink, for those who are running the marathon. So we are of support and cheering them on. And we every year have a few friends that are running the marathon. So it was nice to cheer them on as well. So I did that, had a couple meetings there. So that was really cool to start to create business in New York, which has always been family. But now that I'm just kind of expanding my company, it's interesting to have business to do. And then this weekend was Camp Flognog, which is the annual carnival that Tyler, the Creator, puts on at Dodger Stadium. Well, for the past 2 or 3 years, it's been at Dodger Stadium.
Drake got booed.
Drake did not get booed. Drake, those were yay.
Okay.
So I had a couple clients there, so I went to Flognog to support them, and so I'm tired because I don't know if either one of you know festival life. Mm-hmm. Festival life is brutal on your body. So legs hurt, back hurts. I'm tired. I feel like a pound of potatoes. But I'm here and I'm cute. So
she was out at a festival saying that she was working, kind of like, but having fun at the same time.
Got it.
Okay. I just want to be clear. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Isn't work supposed to be fun? If you love what you do, it never feels like work, right? Yeah. That's what you both tell me all the time. So, and you would be proud of me because I actually were talking to people.
Well, when is it going to take? When are you going to take your co-host to work day or something with you? Yeah. You know,
I didn't get that invitation.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, because that sounded like it was like fun work and.
It was.
We didn't get invited to that party.
I wanted to hear if Drake got booed or not in person.
It was confidential work.
First,
discretion
with thousands of people.
The confidential.
Discretion is key.
We use that at work. Like confidential informant type stuff. Okay.
Okay. Discretion.
Okay.
Those things.
Okay. Non-disclosure type stuff.
Look at you, HIPAA compliance. Look at that.
Stuff. Yeah, okay.
But it was a good time, as well as work.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
So what about you, Miss Tonya?
Man, let's see. So since last we hung out, just been doing some work with. You guys met Olin.
I saw that.
He's been booked on a couple of show podcasts.
Booked, busy, and blessed.
Yes, he is. And you're welcome. And, we had the opportunity to visit with Miss Brittany, and I'm going to a wedding next weekend in Temecula, wine country.
Okay.
And she styled me. So next time I'm here, you'll see the pictures from Miss Brittany, because we do like to support our guests and their entrepreneurial endeavors. So I'm excited about that.
Wow.
Has she styled you yet?
No, this is the first time. I waited.
Okay.
And I wanted to do that for people like Olin, who has never had anyone just style them. And for our guests, because, many of them have not. I mean, for our audience, many of them have not had a stylist. Yeah. So you don't have to, it's not super expensive. It's super convenient. I never had to even go. I can go in and pick it up and try it on, but she did everything from a digital platform. Wow. I had options. It was dope. So
did you record it, like the going through the process?
No, I probably should have, but I will definitely.
We'll get an opportunity again.
Yeah, I'll bring the pictures and let you guys see what she did. So thank you, Miss Brittany, for taking the time to hook me up and be on our show. We really appreciated that. So just client work, a lot of client work. Went to the GLAC, Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce C-suite event for women. And yes, got to mingle and chat with some other amazing business owners, some C-suite women that work in our utilities and transportation and manage billions of dollars.
Can you explain to us what C-suite is?
So C-suite are CEOs, CFOs, CMOs of organizations. So they are the top of the top. That control, marketing, they control operations, they control whole organizations, CEO. And so GLAC put on that event. This was the second annual. It was amazing. They had it set out. Man, they made us queens feel like queens. So I appreciate that. Yeah, it was invite only type deal. And
see how she threw that out there.
I was invite just only. Leave it alone.
So that was for us not to say nothing.
I know, because I didn't want that smoke.
Yeah, I see
coming from the right side over here.
I see it. Okay, invite only. Okay.
Went to that. And it was just amazing, like the environment, and it
sounds very powerful.
Yeah, the melanated women that are doing some incredibly cool things in Southern California. So thank you, GLAC. And I do advise any African American entrepreneur to look into membership into this organization. They highly support their members. So if it's something that you want to do, they find ways to partner with you. They're pretty amazing, and they're doing a lot of dope stuff in Southern California right now, getting ready for the Olympics. They help business owners get contracts and huge. Know how to, when grants and opportunities to get contracts with the city come up, they don't just tell you about it, but they have programs that help you make it happen.
Wow.
So,
can they speak in my PhD?
You know what I was going to say? That's something, Syreeta, you really should probably look into, especially since you're trying to go global, and by coastal. So you might
global is good from your mouth to God's ears. Global.
Well, I've been I've been known to speak things into existence. So do
that, Booski.
So but that's something you really should probably look into, because I think you could benefit, especially with grants. If you can get some money, girl, it's all about trying to get that money.
All that free money that ain't got to pay back.
There's money out there, but the thing is, we're not always exposed to the avenues to get the money.
And they have that. They have all those resources. So.
And by the time we do learn about it, all the money is gone. Or we missed the deadline. So we should, if you guys, viewers, if you know about organizations like that, hey, hit us up. Post it on our page and let us know and stuff. Because we're always about sharing. We're about empowering entrepreneurs, empowering women. So, let's be about it. Stop talking about it and be about it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that, and then, of course, mommying. And all the kids are incredibly active in their sports. I will give a shout out to Rockstars, the baseball club out in Inglewood. They have a predominantly African American club for boys in baseball. Okay. So, there's been a few articles, and if you guys look it up, about how African Americans are not really the face of MLB anymore. So organizations like this that kind of put us in the forefront and really nurture and support young African American boys to be amazing student athletes in this game, to bring a level of work ethic and morals into their student athlete life. It's amazing. So Royce, And Roman tried out for Rock Stars, and Royce made it, which is crazy because Roman is the super baseball dude right now, right? But Royce is a natural born athlete, so he's pretty good at a lot of things. He made Rock Stars, so he's on the roster this year. We're looking forward to. They have a lot of traveling, so
like you.
We're not used to that,
right?
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be great for him because he likes to travel.
Yes.
So he's looking forward to it. I was worried that because basketball is his primary sport, that he would be like, oh no, but he likes the travel part of it. Mm-hmm. He is little Ray. So
I'm like, is he still asking Ray to?
Yes, he's like, can I get a new suitcase? Where are you going? And can I go with you? Like,
right.
I don't care if you're working. I can just hang out in the hotel. Mm-hmm. He's 11. Yeah. That's crazy. But so this experience with Rockstars is going to be huge for him. Shout out to Rockstars.
And do they travel like
everywhere.
Statewide,
nationwide, ma'am?
Oh,
yeah. So they make sure that these kids have a quality experience, but it's a quality program.
Right?
They're super organized.
Yeah, awesome.
So that has taken up a ton of time. Talia was in her first for the year. Competition.
Yes.
And they competed in hip hop and show cheer, and they got first place. So they're going to regionals.
Okay.
They're practicing right now to be in they're doing the Disney Let It Go parade thing. Okay. So that's been taking
and she's
up
a flyer, isn't she?
She's a flyer now. She flew for the first time.
Crazy.
She came out of her comfort zone.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to talk to you about that. Yeah.
That was a little scary.
Was it how was it for you? But you were a flyer.
No, ma'am.
You were a bass?
I'm just a dancer. I did not do any of that. So I really applaud her for that. She was very nervous. She's a very strong girl, so she's used to being the bass. But she's also very flexible. And I think Coach Jen saw that as she gets older and into high school, she will be a good flyer. So she worked with her and got her over her fears. Good. And so watching that process of her go from scared as hell to
leaning into her
I got
fear.
this and performing it in a show flawlessly, I was like, oh,
that's my baby.
So that was good stuff. Excited about that. So we got regionals coming up. We have the parade, and outside of that, we are officially working on the MLK event for Redondo Beach. It will be Redondo Beach first.
This is the
MLK,
first one, right?
The very first, our inaugural.
That is awesome.
We will be revealing something permanent in front of City Hall. So what we do will last a lifetime. So I'm so
congratulations
super excited,
with that.
super busy, and just happy to be back here with you guys to have some more hot, bold, and flavorful conversation.
I know.
Yeah. So you want to tell us what's coming up after the break?
Well, when we come back from the break, we're going to have a lovely young woman that's going to be joining us by the name of Nicole Vick. I love her. She also goes by the name of Style Vixen. She does a little bit of everything. She's a fashion blogger. She's a fashionista. She's a chef. She's a professor, and she works for the city, I believe. She does a little bit of everything, but I love her. She's just her aura, her spirit, her energy is just so beautiful. And so when we come back, we'll be back with Nicole, and you'll hear more about her. So we'll see you after break. welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the break. Well, we're back, and we have our guest today, which is Nicole Vick. Hey, Nicole.
Hi, everybody.
Why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers and tell them a little bit about yourself?
So, my name is Nicole Vick, and I am calling myself a connector. I realized very early on that I have this talent and ability to connect people, to resources, to information, and it's something that sort of comes out of me. I don't have to work at it. It's a natural thing. I am a lifelong resident of South Los Angeles, currently off of Crenshaw and Slauson.
Oh,
and very proud of that, as a matter of fact. I'm a mother. I am a mother of a almost 23-year-old daughter.
Congratulations.
I often get called, "Oh, is that your friend? Is that your sister?" I'm like, that is my daughter. I was there in the hospital when she was born. I'm a public health professional and an advocate. I teach public health. And a blogger, I'm an author. I do so many things. I think I'm a type A plus.
Yes.
Instead of a type A plus.
Okay. Well, I want to tell the viewers a little bit how you and I met and how you got here on the podcast. We met actually via a mutual friend. You were doing a pop-up and you were looking for a hair wrap vendor.
Yes.
And one of our friends, I believe it was Jen,
yes.
who, threw my name out there. And then you reached out to me on social media about
the power of social media.
Exactly.
Boy.
About
Yes.
being a vendor at your event and not even knowing who you were and everything. I was like, yes, hey, and I came to your pop-up and I met you there. And it was just, that's why I say your energy was just, I watched you and you were just, I was like, wow, she's just so energetic. She's just so about it. And after it was all over, we talked, we chatted and everything. And then I learned that you were a vegan.
Yes.
And we talked about that. And you said you were going to have this, you were thinking about doing a vegan something. And I was like, yeah, you should do it. You should go for it. I was like all in it. And I'm not even a vegan, but it was just, I was just like, yeah, no, because I know there are people out there that are, I have vegetarian friends and vegan friends. And I've been curious about, both. So this listen, actually meeting somebody and talking to somebody, being in an environment with somebody who is a vegan, I was like, that was cool. So of course my wheels started spinning because I always think about our podcast when I'm meeting people and stuff. So I think I even told you that right that day, I would love to have you think about coming on our podcast. We can do a segment on, vegan, or because you were talking about doing a vegan collective, this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was like about it. Then you had a vegan picnic. You said you're gonna have a picnic, and I was like, "Girl, you are." You said and you asked me if I'm gonna come, and I'm not a vegan. I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming," because it was just something about you. I was like, I want to be part of your sister circle. I want you part of my sister circle. That's how it was.
Yes.
And I think I went home and I told another girlfriend about you. I said, I met this girl, this beautiful lady. Her name is Nicole Vick. You should follow her on social media. She's a blogger. She's plus size. You were the girlfriend?
I think I was the
Well, I think it was you, but also I think I told my other girlfriend, Cherie, who was a plus size. I said, you should follow her. She's I said, and stuff, I said, she's somebody you want to be around. Her energy is like, it's magnetic, and stuff.
So can I just tell you that this is the most that Gia has ever talked about anybody so
yeah, I was about to say,
she
she's
is
super
in
fickle.
love.
Yeah.
And she really don't like people like that. So the fact that she
That
is
says a lot.
Exactly.
That says a lot.
Exactly. No, it was just
a lot.
Yeah.
It's really a lot.
So I was just like, and I came back and I told him, I said, I have somebody I met. We should do a segment on somehow we got to find a way. I said we should have her on, and here you are. So I'm glad to have you. So
I'm so happy to
sorry.
be here. I'm really happy to be here. All of you are amazing. I was listening to you earlier, and I'm like, you guys are making me laugh. I'm trying not to mess up y'all podcast because I'm laughing in the corner.
You're our audience.
There it is, Nicole Vick.
And with the holidays coming up, we definitely
Yes.
wanted to get you on because many of us
Yes.
have people in our circles now that are either turning vegan, pescatarian, finding alternative methods of getting our nutrients and our meals. So talk to us a little bit about how you got into veganism and kind of how we can incorporate that into our holiday.
Sure. So, interesting story. I got into veganism. First, I started as a vegetarian. I think for a lot of people, it's usually a process. It's never a cold turkey thing. And if it is, it is. But for most people, it's a progression. For me, I was working at the health department, which I still work there. And I had just started, and there were two women that were in their 60s. I'm Facebook friends with them today, and one of them was a Seventh-day Adventist, so she's vegan, and then the other one was also vegan, and they would come to work and they talk about, oh, we ran our 3 miles this morning and this and that, and up until that point, I had never seen women in that age range that were active, that were vibrant. The folks that I had seen were sick, diabetes, high, so to see them, I'm like, wow. And they never talked to me about what I should eat or shouldn't eat. They were the perfect embodiment of living by example, right? Just being that person. And wow, what are they doing? And so I wanted to try it. And I can remember exactly, I ate the last of my chicken breast. I don't even know what year that was. I had a headache for the entire week after that. I think my body was like, girl, what's going on? Some kind of detox or something with the hormones or something was happening. And so I never looked back. So I was a vegetarian for a very, very long time, maybe 5 or 6 years. And then the veganism really was about, dang, an egg. What is it? What really is an egg? And why do I need to eat
egg always
an egg?
gets people.
So the egg
it's always the egg.
The egg did it for me. I said, no, I'm good. And that was it. And I've been a vegan.
So you went cold turkey. You didn't wean yourself or anything. You just went cold turkey.
I weaned myself from eating all meat products to vegetarianism. It was a slow progression. Chicken was the last thing. And then from vegetarian to vegan, it was the egg. Once I let the egg go, I was already vegan because I had to let everything else go. So it was a progression. It was a time frame. I often hear people say, I couldn't do that. That's too hard. And I always say, if you want to do something, it's never hard.
Yeah.
If you want to do it. If you don't, then don't.
So
Eat
why
your
would
chicken.
why would someone want to do it?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. Some people choose to be vegan for the animals. They don't want animals to be harmed, right? They don't want animal cruelty. And then there's some people that are vegan because they understand or want the health benefits. So someone like me that doesn't eat any meat products, my cholesterol levels will be lower, for instance. But the other side of that is just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're healthy. I'm obviously plus size. I eat Oreos. I eat French fries.
That's what I think that people have a misnotion about vegetarian and vegan, and they think, oh, if you're a vegetarian, everybody's gonna be skinny, or if you're vegan, everybody's gonna be skinny. But they don't realize it's not about that. You guys, you choose that lifestyle for. It's not about, oh, I'm trying to be skinny. Or you choose it for other reasons, and a lot of people that are vegetarian or vegan are not thin, and they're all sizes,
right?
And they eat the things that us that are not vegetarians or vegans eat. They eat Oreos, they eat ice cream, they eat what else?
Everything.
We have a lot of carbs. French fries.
Let me tell you, we have figured out the community has figured out how to veganize everything.
Right?
Okay, we can eat cake, cookies. Trust me, donuts. Donut Friend is my friend, honey. Yeah. It's a place to get vegan donuts.
Yeah, okay.
There are veganized versions of almost everything. There are certain brand of Doritos that are vegan. I know because I checked. And I'm like, that's my Dorito right there. Sweet chili heat, I think it's called, honey.
Yeah. Oh, my daughter likes that. Okay.
See, well, she good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it depends. It's what you make it. There are some vegans that don't mess with none of that, right? They will eat plant-based foods, only mess with, green stuff. They don't eat none of that other stuff, but it just really depends on your philosophy and what you want to do and what you make of it.
How do you decide what
type of vegan?
How do you decide what type of vegan? And are there some that are counterproductive or counter healthy for some people? Because can everybody's body really deal with veganism?
I think so.
Okay.
I think anybody can choose it. There's a wide variety of foods. There's a wide variety of options. Okay. So you can choose and you'll be fine. There's plenty of protein like tofu. If you don't want to do the soy, there's pea protein made from peas. So there's other ways to do it. And as far as deciding what kind of vegan you're going to be, I think it really is a personal decision. For me, it was, as a Black vegan, it's very different for me. It's about the animals, but at the same time, it's not. Because as a Black person, I would not necessarily put an animal above a person. And there are some vegan communities where, animals and people are kind of seen on the same level. And I think for Black people who have often been considered animals and treated like animals, it's like we're not going to have that conversation. At least I'm not as a Black person. No.
Not unless you want the smoke that comes with that conversation.
Right. You're not going to put me or my family or my people above an animal. You're not. But I still don't want to see that animal harmed.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think there is a difference and a privilege to being a Black vegan, because we often don't live in communities that have access to the types of foods that veganism sort of, you know, and so that's where my public health expertise comes in, because I understand those issues. Right. So, yeah.
What about pescatarianism?
If you want to eat fish, and so for me, I'm not a judgmental person. People, if you are sitting across from me with that steak, that's fine. I'm not going to eat it, you know. So if fish is something that you feel like you want to eat, I think it's a good idea to be mindful of where the fish comes from. I think
and if it has a head,
mindful of where that fish comes from, because there's a lot of issues with our food sources and where things are coming from right now that we need to be concerned about. But for me, I'm not the judgmental vegan. Hey, eat what you gonna eat. Just don't get up in my plate and be asking me about what I'm eating, and we'll be fine.
So speaking of your plate, what's going to be on it for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I don't know. I might. I probably will call Compton Vegan. Have y'all heard of Compton Vegan?
Yes.
So he has a Thanksgiving menu offering. Yes. And I used him last year. So I'll probably just call him and have him bring me something.
Okay. So you're not going to, so what you're saying, you're not cooking, you're going to have it prepared. I heard that.
Right. Girl. And so he does greens. He'll do like vegan ribs made out of jackfruit and seitan. He'll do a vegan mac and cheese, which is really hard to do. Everybody don't make good vegan mac and cheese.
Everybody don't make good mac and cheese.
That's not, you know what? I'm gonna do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna call up somebody for Thanksgiving and see if I can come over or something. And
Did you stop by our place last year was that Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I stopped by for dessert because we had Thanksgiving dinner with the family. But I think this year I might show up for dinner this year instead of dessert. You know,
it may be tacos.
Yeah, well, I just, you know, you know me, tacos. I love tacos. Tacos, hey,
me too.
So it really doesn't. I'm not traditional. Like, oh, we got to have some turkey and some gravy and some.
That's the beautiful thing about Tonya's house.
Yeah, you know, so some mac and cheese. I don't care about that. All
the peach cobbler will be there,
yeah,
and so will the pies.
So, shoot, can I come too? I'll bring my plate.
So yeah,
and your fork.
I'll be fine.
Yes,
so yeah. So what's your favorite vegan dish?
Ooh, tacos.
Made with.
Okay, you need to have a taco vegan party then.
Let's do it.
That's what you need to have, okay? Because we had the picnic already.
Yeah, and that was so fun.
Barbecue. A taco vegan party.
So what I do is at Sprouts, they have this vegan chicken patty, like a chicken burger type thing. I will chop that up, season it, cook it with some onion and bell pepper, chop up some cilantro, some spinach for my lettuce, get my lime so I can squeeze that over the top. I have soy cheese, sprinkle it all in there, heat that tortilla up. It's good. My daughter will eat it, and she's not vegan at all.
I think people, because vegan lifestyle has come such a long way, I think in the last 10 years, it's really changed the complexion of what it tastes like, what things you can experiment with, because now we're using a lot more jackfruit. I was vegan for probably 4 months. And then Tonya's Thanksgiving happened, and then that was the wagon. I fell off the wagon, which I think is something that we should talk about, because many people at least try, and then it becomes really difficult during the holidays because you're going to people's houses that may not be vegan, or actually going to your family's houses. Right. Because I think veganism is a new phenomenon, especially, well, I won't say especially with Black people, because Rastas have been vegan forever. Right. And have lived that lifestyle. If you're 7-day Adventist, you've been vegan, but most are unfamiliar with it. And so it becomes an education. How do you educate people on the benefits and things of veganism in your public health forum?
Well, so I always talk about, again, I think for me, it's more about the health aspect of it, as more so than the animal aspect of it. Because I think for especially our communities, Black folks, it's really more about high blood pressure, diabetes, and trying to help them eat, incorporate more plant-based and whole foods into their meals. So I talked to them in that realm and also helped them understand that a lot of the things that we eat traditionally are vegan. Greens, if you take the meat out, the pork out of it, are sweet potatoes. A lot of the stuff that we eat, traditionally can be easily modified and still taste really good. We good with seasoning. We know Black folk know how to season stuff.
Everything.
Right? Everything. Right. So
we know how to put some stuff together. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So it's like, hey, just a reminder of a lot of the things that we eat anyway are kind of naturally vegan. We tend to add other stuff to it. But if we go back to the source of what it is, the greens, the collard greens, the sweet potatoes, there's ways that we can get around that and make it so that it tastes good and it still is vegan or healthy. And as you were saying, if you can even try it once a week, Meatless Monday, right? Maybe once a week or one meal a day, just to get people used to it and this is something that is doable. I think is really important to help people know that it's not this, oh my gosh, throw everything away in the kitchen, start all over again, spend all this money at Whole Foods. It doesn't have to be that way.
It's actually fairly cheap. I remember when going vegan, I actually can't eat meat like I used to. Like as I've gotten older, my digestive tract has just not allowed me to be able to metabolize certain things anymore.
Any good cookbooks you know of?
Ooh.
I have
one.
There's a woman out of Atlanta. Her name is Chef Aki. And I believe she's alkaline and vegan, but her cookbook just goes Chef Aki.
Is it A-C-K-E-E?
No, it's A-K-I-H or something like that. Aki.
Okay.
And she does baby food. She does also regular people food.
Yeah. I think there's a woman on YouTube and also maybe Instagram, Pretty Brown Vegan, I think is also another one. But I was just cooking my own stuff. I didn't have no cookbook. I'm like, we're going to make this work.
And that's how you do it. So wait, you don't have a cookbook yet. Let's just say that.
That's actually a good idea.
Okay,
once again, from your mouth to God's ears.
Once again. See, so we got we got to talk, that's stuff we got to think about. Yes. But I know you also talked about when you had your pop-up, you were talking about the whole vegan collective.
Yes.
And so what does that look like? Talk to us about that.
So we haven't really started it yet. This was my friend Jessica Coker, and she's a new vegan, and she was really interested in trying to get something together for Black vegans. And there are other, Instagram pages and other things that focus on Black veganism. I have another friend, Gwenna Hunter, African-American woman, and she also is really strong in that. So we haven't really gotten it together, but it is something that we were thinking would be really important. And I think that event we had at the house, was that lunch? What was that, brunch? It wasn't breakfast. It was like...
No, it was lunch. No, it was more lunch because I think it was like a lunchtime thing you had. Because I know you had some barbecue.
Yes.
We had some chicken, and we had I think you had some mac and cheese there. And some greens.
Yep. Did you get from Steph?
And no, she actually cooked it. Jessica cooked all
Jessica cooked everything. Yeah, and it was actually really good.
But a really good resource
because you call yourself a connect. You are a connector. You do connect a lot of people in this whole collective. I could see the whole vegan collective, but how you can bring the vegan aspect to it, your style aspect, your entrepreneur people together, and do a whole thing event. So that's something else.
Okay, so you keep. Where's my pen? You write this all down.
Get this stuff down. We'll talk more about this probably offline, but I can see the whole collective thing, a different way to spin it.
Right.
So
it's a good idea.
I'd like to switch gears because you are quite the fashionista. We have our resident fashionista.
Yes.
So
who carries a gun?
We can't forget that part.
Don't mess it up.
Right.
Yes. I know it's hard to believe.
Actually, it's not.
I have a story about that because...
See, of course you do.
About how they don't know what I do. And when I tell them, they're so surprised because I don't look the part. So I had two experiences over the break. Two different people was like, I would have never thought, and they were just shocked to know when they found that I was a law enforcement officer. They was like, "You don't
sheriff."
You don't look.
For some reason, I see it though.
Yeah,
I see it.
I feel it.
I feel it often. I feel it often.
I don't know how to take that, but
you keep me humble.
Yeah, let's
back
get back
to your
yes.
Yes, back to you, Nicole.
So the blogging,
Yes.
you started about 3 years ago.
Yes. Yes. So my blog is called Style Vixen, and Vixen is Vicksen.
I love that.
A young lady came up with that name because I couldn't figure out what the name is. She said Style Vixen. I'm like, that's it. And as a plus size Black woman, I feel the weight of always having to be on, always having to look the part, because Black people, especially fat Black people, are always considered to be sloppy, lazy, and I always have to make sure that I am ready and look at the part. And I know I am not the only fat Black woman that feels that way, right? Because if we don't look put together, it's immediately, well, what is she doing? So it became a thing for me. I was always interested in fashion and beauty because it comes down my family line. My great grandmother came here in the 1930s and was from Oklahoma by way of Tennessee.
Okay.
And she had a beauty salon on Central Avenue, historic South Central Avenue. And her and her cousins, I have photos. I should have brought them with me of them in their salon. I have my great grandmother's cosmetology licenses from the 50s and the 60s. So all of that is in my blood. My aunt had a small beauty company, Jan of California. I remember seeing the lip gloss and the nail polish, so, I would go over their homes and see all these dashikis and beautiful clothes and jewelry. I have my great grandmother's purse still. My great grandmother's been gone for 23 years and found all her stuff. So I think the love of beauty and fashion comes from them. And as me being a plus size woman, it was really about how do I help other plus size women understand that they, here's some tips on how to look a certain way. This is how you can dress. This is where you can go get your clothes. You don't have to spend $1 million. You can go to Rainbow on Crenshaw and Slauson and buy some stuff and look nice and be cute and fashionable. Y'all laughing at me in my Rainbow.
Nicole, you're going to have us spit down our tea, our coffee, and everything.
Come on now. I done been in Rainbow and spent $100 and came out with some stuff, honey.
And it's all about how you accessorize it
together.
and how you put it together and stuff.
Right.
So I want to ask you this.
Yes.
To back up on what you said. You said fat Black woman.
Yes.
But I think you're minimizing it a little bit. And I think it's Black woman.
Black woman
Need to always be on point.
I was going to say
have
that
a feeling
too.
that we always need to be on point. Not to take away from what you're doing and how you're branding yourself, but I recently watched what's it? Charlemagne the God.
Oh,
Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club. And Patti LaBelle was on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think she considers herself a fat Black woman, but she also said the same thing you did. She said, girl, they've never caught me off point.
Right.
As a Black woman, I will never let them catch me off point. If I know I have to be somewhere at 5 o'clock in the morning, I might sleep in my full face to make sure that when I'm on,
not mad at it.
Better be ready.
Right.
Full face.
But that goes
plight.
to the point of what she's
That's
saying.
the plight of
It's
being
not
a
a fat Black woman.
Yeah.
It's Black women,
Black
period.
women. Is she don't want to be caught
off
point.
Which means that we don't have
because
the ability.
she feels like she
Right.
will be judged a certain way based
Absolutely.
on how people see her in public. So I just
What a
wanted to
thing, though.
back up on what you said and kind of expand that a little more in regards to
and really hold
us
space
as
for that,
women.
because
Right.
that is heavy.
Right. It is.
when I heard her say that, because I felt that,
Yeah.
but she said, when we sometimes we feel a certain way or we think this is what we're supposed to be doing, but then we might be like, okay, that's crazy.
Right.
You shouldn't be. And then hearing another woman say the same thing,
It
you're like,
validates. Oh, I ain't the only one
Yep.
in these
Yeah.
streets.
It's
maybe
true.
I should go ahead and sleep in face and
full face and just be ready.
Right. She
Yeah.
said
Right?
on point, 4 a.m. going through the airport.
Yeah.
You are not going to catch me off point ever in your
Ever.
life.
Ever.
I wish I
Right.
had that tenacity.
Yeah.
'cause
It is very true.
But
And
that goes to the
the plight.
woman.
Yeah.
right.
the individual.
But it's
Right.
also it
But
goes
as a
back
plus
to-
size woman, it is a little different because
Yeah.
we can't go in the store all the time and find stuff. I mean, there have been times you go into Target and see something cute and you trying to dig in the back of the clearance section to find the plus size section.
Yeah.
So you're right.
yeah.
Generally, yes, and I think for us it's a little different because we get viewed a different way anyway because we are plus size. And the bigger we are, the more likely we are to kind of hear that sentiment. But yes, I agree.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well,
Shout out to Patty. 'cause
Yeah.
I love Patty.
I was to that point, just in terms of being a woman, I was reading something that says there's many women who go into the corners of a closet or into the bathroom and cry their eyes out for 2 minutes. And they put themselves back together to face the world.
Yes.
And like nothing ever happened. And I think that also speaks to just the plight of women, the plight of Black women, the plight of just how serious and how heavy it is to
feel
be a
like
woman.
You are
right.
putting on your best face
all the time.
Yeah.
In unison, people.
Yeah.
I mean,
all
hey,
the time.
I'm sure we've all had that experience. Like,
But I understand exactly what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, because as a thinner woman, I don't care about the way I was going to try to make it flowery, but I don't. I go out looking kind of crazy most of the time, but it's because I believe I can. I don't have to worry about, going to Target and not being able to find something. I can pull off the rack. I don't have to worry about hemming it or whatever.
Right.
So that's a privilege that I often know that I walk with.
Privilege.
Right.
It is a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And not many of us have that, especially, again, size 14, 16. Oh, but if you're size 22, 24 and above, it's totally different. There's issues of body acceptance. There's issues. They've done studies about, bias in workspaces because a person is plus size. They don't get promoted as much. So it does become a little bit different for someone like me or like my daughter or other people that I know that are plus size women that are trying to navigate through the world. So they have that, what we just talked about, and add on to the fact now, you might be viewed a certain way and not be considered for promotions or other things. And some of this is very real economic impact. These people have families and children.
Right.
What does that mean for them?
And shout out to Lizzo, because I think she is really changing the game in a world that does not accept anyone under a size 6.
Right.
So for Lizzo to be able to do what she's doing on a grand scale and be just fabulous in her
and
truth.
unapologetic.
And all of it.
Right.
Tell us about your book.
So,
I'm a fellow author, and I just heard you wrote a book.
I know we might have to have a little conversation. So I'm almost done with the first draft. Or actually, I'm ready to go to a red line editor. Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So I'm learning. And basically, I'm 41. Okay. So I felt like at age 40 was a good place to stop and look back and think about how I got here. And the book is really about my life, how I have been inspired by women around me that have supported me and uplifted me. Also, some cautionary tales. We all done been through some relationship stuff that ain't right. The body positivity stuff, the body image stuff, and just all of that. And hopefully to help other women not fall into the same traps that I've fallen into. The book is tentatively titled Made in South LA, Educated, Inspired, and Connected. And so Made in South LA has stuck out for me because I did a photo shoot in front of this wall. I think it was over on Melrose, and it says Made in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so cute. The picture is so cute. And I was like, I love this picture. But then I said, something ain't right with this picture. So I went into like one of my little photo editing things, and I stuck South right in there. Made in South LA. I said, perfect. Perfect. This community has raised me, has shaped me. For better or for worse. There's some things that we all know have been left behind, have been neglected in this community. And it's just really about how I have navigated through this space of South Central Los Angeles and got through. Went to USC as a teen mom. I'm literally pregnant, throwing up between classes and knowing I can't fail. I have to get through this. My parents
It's not an option.
Didn't push, or my great-grandparents didn't push for me to get here and mess this up. And really not knowing why I'm here and not feeling like I belong here because nobody looks like me really. There's some people there, but how to get through that. And I got through it, So this book is about all of that, all in this wonderful book. And it's really interesting writing. And I'm sure you can agree. You start to write and you're like, wow, I forgot about that day when this happened, or what does that mean? Or, I'm thinking about those days when I was at my grandparents' house looking through the World Book Encyclopedia at the fashion section. And so I decided to Google and see if I can find it. And I look and I find pages of it and I'm crying because I'm like, that's the book that I looked at as a kid.
Yes. That's a part of my youth.
Yeah. This is where my walk, how I got here. So I'm excited. I didn't think I could ever write a book. Much credit to the woman that helped me shape this book. She didn't help me write it, but she helped me shape my ideas, Kim O'Hara. And I just didn't think I had the attention span for something like that. And here it is, 12 chapters of my life.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to reading
Yeah,
that.
so am I. That's wonderful. I just tell you, I love everything about you, Nicole.
Thank
and I maybe has something to do with,
First
we
of all,
share the same
again.
name again. But no.
Look at this. She is gushing.
Yeah,
I never had this
yeah.
before.
No,
Has she ever gushed for you?
I'm actually feeling a little salty right
I'm like,
now.
has she ever gushed for you? Because she's always
She gushed for me,
I've gushed
not
for
like
you,
that.
and I've gushed for you too. You guys just don't see
I've
me
just
gushing.
been in quiet.
That was a lot.
No, because this one, like, she's from South
is
Central.
fine. I'm
and
just
I don't want to take no shine away.
Because she's from South Central.
No,
so we're gang banging
No,
again.
Once again,
It's
who
not
banging
that.
on the...
See, you know what, you guys, don't try to get
Hating
me.
on the bay.
My thing is,
Wow. And
let's not talk
did
about
you
that
open
shirt.
it up?
No, the fact that we all are from a
Get
community,
outta here.
Yes.
and growing up in our communities, we've always been made to feel as though our community has been a bad community.
Absolutely.
And like she said, that this community has raised her, okay? And just because we're from a community doesn't mean we are that community, so to speak. And here you are, you're putting a positive spin on where you come from. We need more of that happening out here, because everybody, when you think, where you're from, they think it's always negative.
Right.
And there are a lot of good people that are in all these communities, to grow up in these communities and rise above and go off to do great things. And you are one of those people.
Thank
you. You are letting people know where you're from, and you're doing it, and you're about positivity. And we don't have that, especially as Black women. There's so much negativity amongst us.
Right.
And to meet you and see what you're doing, that just, it warms my heart, because that's what I'm about,
Yes.
And growing up, we didn't always have that. We didn't have people like us when we were growing up to motivate us and keep us on track and stuff. And here we are now in our 40s and 50s, and we're trying to do that for young people coming behind us.
Absolutely.
And 30s,
Okay.
So that's what that's what makes me, feel the way I feel, because I'm all about empowering other people, and you empower people too. And that's probably this whole connection with you and I and stuff. And you have no problem doing it.
No.
And some people are doing it, but their motivation, and they have agendas that are not really the agenda.
Right.
So so that's all. But,
and there's a couple things I want to say about what you just said. Thank you for that. First of all, one of the things is about communities, especially communities like South LA, South Central LA.
Yeah, okay.
And Watts and Compton.
The difference between South LA, South Central LA, we just started calling it South LA.
Yes.
I've always known it to be South Central.
Yeah.
And that's so. Before you start, I'm actually interested for people who have been from South Central and live there, like this change in neighborhood, you know, and I think, give your thoughts on that.
Part of it is political, right? So we've always called this neighborhood or this community South Central LA, right? And I think what happened was it got to be synonymous with the riots, negativity, violence, gangs. And so at some point the city council and some other folks said, well, let's call it South LA to try to soften. And so for a lot of us that still call this community South Central, it's an affront. It's like, no, we're pushing back against this renaming of this community. This is not what we wanted to name this community. So that's where that comes from. But what I wanted to say was, again, going back to my public health background, when we live in communities like South Central, Watts, Compton, and people are like, oh my gosh, that neighborhood is so bad, or oh, like you just said, and I always say, there are people in these neighborhoods that are hardworking folks, go to work every day, 2-3 jobs, they're trying to put their kids through school. These people want the same thing that the people on the other side of town want for their families, for themselves, for their children. And once we understand that, and we understand why communities are the way that they are, why South Central is underfunded, has been missing out on resources, when we understand why those things happen, then it becomes a different conversation. We don't start to talk about people in such a way. I'm one of them kind of people. You will not talk to me negatively about Black people, South LA, women. We don't no, I will shut you down on Facebook. No, that is not the kind of conversations we have, because once you understand what is happening and why it's happening, you won't have these kind of conversations about people. We don't, no, I don't talk about Black folk like that, honey. No. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is what you talked about with women and connecting. It's so important to have that sister circle, right? And as you said, growing up, sometimes you don't often have that, but you got to find it. You have to, because those women will be your safety net. When you have that bad breakup like I did a couple years back, when it was like, what is happening? Why am I in this space? Those are the first people I call. My fabulous sister friends of South LA. We actually have a name. And they are professionals. We have nurses in that group. I have women in there with doctorate degrees, women that run organizations. And these are the women that I talk to and say, I don't know what I want to do in my career. Can you help me? And they come to the house with that poster board paper, and they're like, okay, what we going to do? What is the issue? And mapping out my life. And that's the kind of support that is so important. And oftentimes we focus on, Black women don't get along. And it's not true. It's not. I get along. See, we're getting along just fine.
And guess what? We're all Black.
Right.
Right, exactly.
What?
Oh, yeah.
So yes. Okay.
So tell us tell the people how they can get in touch with you and what you have coming up next. What do they have to look forward to, and how they can keep in touch, follow you, and all that good stuff.
Okay. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Style Vixen.
Spell it for them again.
VICKSEN. So that's the main thing, both on Facebook, Instagram. My blog also is the www.stylevixen.com. I do have a Facebook and Instagram for the book, Made in South LA. It's nothing there yet, but it's up. We're going to work on that. Upcoming things. I'm having a pop-up shop on December 8th. From about 2 to 5, I believe. So you'll be there with your head wraps and jewelry. And that, again, is another extension of community. How to get people together. I focus on Black women vendors. So they all come with their beautiful stuff. We don't have to go to Target to buy Christmas gifts. We can buy Christmas gifts right there on 54th and Crenshaw in my house. These women are amazing and make amazing things. So December 8th, and I'll get the flyer to you all so you can share it because it's not done yet. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. And I think that's all. The book is coming, and it's a lot going on.
Well, we thank you for coming. Syreeta, what do you have coming up next?
Continuing to look at properties in Atlanta. I am going to be doing some follow-up. There was a lot of great artists and things yesterday, so just meeting and conversing with managers and agents on how to be of support to them and their artists and the executive team. So that's kind of my focus, because we only have something like 45 days left in this decade. Wow. So I'm really trying to make that push to catapult me and everything into the next stratosphere.
Awesome. And how can they get in touch with you?
You can definitely go to my website, which is www.SyreetaButlerMFT, and on Instagram at SyreetaBMFT.
Awesome. So I've started to vlog. So I started to blog.
Because you don't have enough.
Anything else going on?
No, nothing.
That type A
personality. I'm done with more or less with the tour of my book. So A Child's Memories of Cartoons and Murder. So now I've just started to vlog about some of the lessons in there that maybe I didn't expound on enough. And it's been pretty interesting. I'm not real good at talking to a camera just to talk to a camera.
What?
So it's weird.
You're not?
I can stop.
Okay.
We go live with each other, but I don't often I don't know how people do that. They just talk to a camera like
it's like
it's
a
journal.
Person.
You pretend
So
it's
anyways,
a person.
so I'm journaling on camera. So if you are on Facebook, it's A Child's Memories of Cartoons and Murder, that page, or my YouTube page. So Tonya McKenzie of Sand and Shores. It's there, and the next one is going to be pretty interesting. It's going to cover racism and a few things that I experienced growing up. So hope you get a chance to listen to it and comment, because the story is ridiculous. So that is going on. I do have a webinar coming up on the 14th. It's a free webinar. I'm trying to get people to really understand their branding and how that really reflects on their public relations activities. So if you have 4 or 5 companies that you'd really want to sponsor you next year, or you want to collaborate with them, no matter how big they are, I'm going to work on getting people to understand how you attract those companies to want to work with you or collaborate with you. So that's the webinar. You can go on, again, Sand and Shores on the Facebook page and sign up for free, or just sign up and then we'll send you the recording afterwards. So we have that going on, the blog, the webinar, and today our undefeated 49ers will be playing Monday Night Football. So I thought I'd, grace everyone with the presence of my awesome tee. And this shirt was actually designed by a Black woman business owner in Inglewood. Oh. She's right on Manchester. I will put the name of her and the company on our Facebook page, My Morning Coffee Facebook page. Her shop is dope. Any sports team that you support, whether it's pro, college, she can even customize some stuff for you. Or the little shingles on the side is cute. I don't know if you can see that. She tied it up.
Lord
so
Jesus.
It's super cute. But, again, we're supporting each other. So I wanted to make sure that I got to support my team and another amazing woman. So if you check My Morning Coffee Facebook page, I'll have that information and you can order your cool shirt soon. Other than that, you can always look for me on Sand and Shores on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, PR Biz Mom. If you want to talk mess about something, we can banter back and forth.
And she is good on Twitter with the banters.
Are you following me?
I am not. I'm on Twitter, girl.
God. I was about to say, that is tragic for some people. It's heavily political, so my satire is ridiculous. Gia, what's up with you?
Wow.
Right, all that.
Okay. I'm going to just be in the studio working on some new things for the holidays. No, not these earrings. I'm going to be working on some more jewelry, some more head wraps, just creating things for the holidays so you can shop with me. I'm also going to be doing 2 pop-up events coming up. I'm going to do Small Business Saturday at Zoe Bentiques on Redondo Boulevard off of Pico. That's on Saturday, Small Business Saturday. Hey. I believe it's November 30th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be doing the pop-up with Nicole Vicks in December the 8th. So come out. You have 2 places to check me out to get your holiday gifts. So I'll have some of everything. I'll have head wraps. I'll have jewelry. I'll have some repurposed clothing items, some T-shirts, you name it. I do it. I even customize things for you. And I'm also going to be working on some merchandise for another company. One of our sorority sisters has a balloon company, Yvette Balloons, and I talked with her briefly yesterday about some merch for her business. So awesome. I'm going to be working with her to come up with some stuff.
So our resident merch consultant is busy.
Yes. So but you can also always find me on Instagram, The Mahogany Box, and Facebook, The Mahogany Box.
All right.
Well, we hope to see you guys in 2 weeks when we'll be back talking more about, I think, food, since
it's our favorite pastime.
Yeah, since Thanksgiving is coming. No, I think we're going to be talking more about food. I'm not sure, but tune in 2 weeks and check us out. Well, the flavor's always hot, bold.
Boom.
See ya.
Hot, bold, sweet, smooth, and always flavorful. Welcome to My Morning Coffee. 3 generations of successful women, brewed with black girl magic and French press with class, sass, and style.